Welcome back. Today on Uncommon Experts, we have relationship branding expert Mark Allen Grainger. And I'd like to ask him about his book, The Inspirational Communicator, How to Move People and Direct Outcomes with Leadership and Communication. I've heard that you don't want anybody to read this. So that poses a question. What inspired you to write such a book, and how does it affect how is it relevant to today's economy?
Oh, very good question. Let me make a revelation and reveal something about myself. Ever since I was a young kid, probably 9 or 10, I've had kind of a connection, infatuation, if you will, with Sylvester Stallone and his character Rocky. And I think that movie really stems from the whole concept of inspiration. And he created a character that, through 6 movies, was about a character who didn't necessarily accomplish great things. I mean, he did, but he also failed a lot. And it showed the course of a real life and a man who evolves because of the experiences that he comes through. And that story just really connected with me. And I made a decision at a young age to be an inspiration to other people. I don't think that most people think of inspiration as something that they can use as a skill set. So this book is a short read. It's designed to be a short read book because we basically are a soundbite culture now, and we don't have a lot of time. So this is a very short read, giving people the quick fundamentals of understanding exactly what they can do to use inspiration as a skill set to deepen relationships and increase value, to be able to move processes forward, direct people's focus, and bring people together towards a common goal. We can't accomplish what we really want to accomplish in our own life without other people. And I think part of the struggle that we go through as we evolve as people is trying to do it on our own. And when you feel that sense of fear, when you feel a sense of uncertainty, it's a sure indication that you're relying too much on your own faculties. You're not tuning into that deeper sense of power within yourself, and you're not being able to connect with others and their deeper sense of power. So you must have a skill set that shows you how to impact other people's lives. You've got to depend on other people to help you get where you want to go. And the best way to do that is to help them where they want to go. And I think deep down that's what everybody wants. And I think that as life starts as an adult and you start heading down the path, that is truly people's first real intuitive nature. But they run out of that. They start getting into tricks and techniques and tools, and they lose that sense of just connecting like that whale did. And so I think it's very important for people to understand that. I don't want you to read this book. I want you to get out the highlighter. I want you to dog your pages, make notes, and use it as a resource that you're returning back to. It's simple. It's not anything complex, but it's the kind of thing that if you have as a resource and you tune back into it, it's going to help you make those connections. It's going to help you use inspiration as a tool to really connect and lead people. And so it's important that a book really is something that I think is magical. My life changed when I started reading books in my life. And you can take a book and you can make it something that's very personal to you, and you can use it in a fashion that helps you be able to really, truly touch people's lives. And that's what this book will show you to do. It'll show you how to help people, show you how to bring people together, and inspire them to enter to get out of their comfort zone, because they won't do that on their own. People need to be led, and they're looking for people to inspire them to take that action.
Wonderful. And now, and where can people get this book when it comes out in October?
They can go to relateyourwaytowealth.com. You can also be available on Amazon.
Oh, great.
Typical outlets.
Great. Well, thank you. Well, we'll send everybody there. We do have a couple questions from the viewers, if you don't mind answering them real quickly. The first one we have in is, how do I develop trust in the first few moments of a conversation? Very good question.
Well, I think first and foremost, you can't establish trust in the first few moments of a conversation. Trust is only a byproduct of frequency and repetition. People need to see that you live up to your word, that when you set an expectation that you at least meet it or surpass it. Before real trust occurs, I think what this viewer is talking about really is the essence of rapport. You can get rapport extremely quickly. In fact, that's a skill set I learned about 20 years ago that has made all the difference in my life. And you can't inspire people unless first you have rapport. And so there's a great book on rapport called Instant Rapport. I think it's by Michael Port. That's going to give you the intellectual knowledge, but find a rapport class. Go to it. It's a behavioral lesson, a behavioral understanding. And once you understand it and you use it and you test for rapport, it's a powerful, powerful tool. And it's something that gives the feeling, gives someone a sense of trust within moments of meeting you.
Oh, great. Thank you. The next question is, how can I get my point across quickly and effectively?
That is more important today than it has ever been. Number one is communicate with an outcome. Before you're going to go talk to a person, you should kind of know what you're going to say. You should know what response you're looking for in that person. Inspiration actually means take air into the lungs. So that's right, like that's what I'm looking for when I communicate with people. So my outcome is to see them take air into their lungs. And if I have that kind of as the nautilus behind my communication, then my words, my actions are kind of all together congruent, and they help people be able to have that response. So the most important thing on being able to communicate clearly is communicate with an outcome, and then take some time to prepare. Make sure that you know what you're going to say, language it a little bit, rehearse it a little bit. Great communicators plan their communication. Great communicators rehearse their communication, and they focus on being able to be crisp, precise, and know what they're going to say in advance.
Yeah, great. A lot of muddled conversations out there, so
That's
people
exactly
really
right.
appreciate something straightforward and honest.
You need to be able to say what you're going to say in 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, great. The next question we have is pretty interesting here. It says, how can I forge authentic professional relationships when my personal relationships are dysfunctional?
Welcome to the world, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think, as a relationship expert, I'm always having people ask me about their personal relationships. And there is a difference between your personal and your professional relationships. There is an appropriate distance that people expect you to have in your professional relationships. That distance really helps you deal with the dysfunction. I believe that dysfunction is there. There are things about you that will rub me the wrong way, and there's things about me that will rub you the wrong way. And I believe that that's life's way of looking inward to see what's really truly going on with us.
Oh.
So our personal relationships really are an indication as to the work we need to be doing with ourselves. And that work will help you on a professional level. But honestly, Amy, I really don't want to know what your farts smell like.
Oh.
And most people don't. Now, if I was your husband, it would be something different.
Yeah.
But that is an example of, and I mean that literally and metaphorically, that's an example of taking a professional relationship too far. It's a boundaries issue. It's about understanding how to have that sense of intimacy without going too far and exposing too much of yourself.
Yep.
And it's a fine line, and people see it and respect it and respond to it when you understand what that line is. And you must have the ability also to voice when those boundaries are being crossed, and understand that you do need to work on your personal life to be able to improve your professional life. But your professional life is there for you to present a persona of the things that you do well, the things that you do right, and make sure you talk from a space of what you're good at and what you know. Don't talk about what you don't know.
Wonderful. Great. Well, I believe that's all the time we have for today. I appreciate your time, and it was wonderful meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Again, I'm Amy Agnew. Thank you for joining us. This is Uncommon Experts.